Okay, so I'm not in my Sunday best because today we're getting down and dirty.
What?
Well, actually, not that dirty because today we're talking about mess-free paint.
Yeah!
Let's get into it. Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. And you guys, when I found out that there was a mess-free version of watercolor paint, I literally sprinted to Target to try to find it. No joke. I stopped everything I was doing and sprinted to Target because this is like the best invention ever. Obviously, this is definitely a kid's toy, but I'm really interested in knowing like how this thing works. So there's a bunch of different options with this. They have the paintbrush pens, they have the classic markers, they even have finger paint. And to me, those are pretty intuitive. Like I get like with the finger paint, you have some type of substance on your finger and you just dab away and then the paint ends up on the page. I get that. Same with the markers. It's kind of like the markers kind of almost remind me of those like magic markers we had as kids that only showed up on special paper. But with this, you use the same brush for each color and it's battery operated. And when you tap it, it takes on that color on the paper. Without further ado, let's get this thing going. So I keep waiting for more to come out of this box, but literally, this is it. The design almost reminds me of like a leapfrog. Did anyone have like a leapfrog when they were little? Because this is so cute. It reminds me of that. I wonder how gimmicky this is. We're gonna find out. My plan is to compare it alongside actual watercolor paint. This is not like a premium watercolor paint by any means. This is like your basic watercolor that any kid would use, and we're gonna compare it to the mess-free version and go from there. We're gonna go ahead and do some swatches. So I'm gonna do red first and just see what happens. Oh, you guys, that looks pretty good. You know, I was kind of curious about it mixing colors. I think it can mix colors. I'm gonna just try it without using the light at all. Oh my gosh, they are getting over. Oh my God, they are so getting over. What the heck? This is no different. Let me just see if I even need a brush. Can I just try it with my fingers? Let's see. Yeah. So it's what I said. Even though we know that this whole contraption we have here is a gimmick, it's still absolutely genius. So now what I want to know with this is, how does it look compared to other watercolor paint? So I went ahead and did a side by side. Honestly, once they both dry down, they look really good next to each other. The biggest difference I would say is once the mess-free paint starts to fade out, it starts looking really like digitized. But other than that, they both look like watercolor paint, at least. Maybe different brands, but they both look good. I went ahead and did a sketch of Chip from Beauty and the Beast. He's one of my favorite Disney characters, and I really just wanted to see what it would be like to actually do a painting with this, or if I could even do a full painting with this. I'm definitely not Picasso by any means, but this is just a little fun thing that I wanted to try. So as you can see, I'm already going in with the mess-free paint, trying to paint the rose. Honestly, you guys, the color payoff is really good. I think the thing that bugs me about it is that it's just not going to get into those cracks and crevices. Sure, you can use like maybe an actual paintbrush and see if it can get into those actual crevices. But I feel like by then I would rather just use actual watercolor paint instead of playing around with this. But honestly, I was really impressed with the color payoff for this. I went ahead and used some gold leafing to go around the edges of the cup, and then I used some actual gold paint to even touch it up and give it that extra pop as well. So I found that chalk is absolutely incredible in terms of putting some color back into the face without overpowering it. Chip is actually usually blushing, so I thought that it would be really nice to use some chalk to just give him a nice wash of color. I also like to use chalk to outline as well. I find that using a chalk that is like a grayish black instead of a true black gives it like some dimension without overpowering it as well. I thought it would be fun if it looked like Chip was literally exploding rainbow bubbles. Like, it was just so cute in my head. And basically I just used dish soap and paint, and then I used a straw to make that bubble-like effect. And then I put the page underneath all the bubbles and let it sit for a while. You guys, let's be real. I'm not rocking an art degree in any way, shape, or form. So this was definitely a trial and error for me. I had bubbles everywhere. Bubbles on the ceiling, bubbles on the ground, bubbles sliding. I was like, this is turning into a disaster.
This is a disaster!
But, you know, eventually with some trial and error, I realized I just needed to use tiny bubbles. And it's definitely not a perfect piece. But for where it was going before, I think it turned out all right. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Let me know down in the comments if you would buy this for yourself or if you would buy it for your child. What do you guys think of it? Honestly, personally, I would not buy this for myself. I need a couple more options, a few more options than this. But honestly, I'm not mad at this. This is a really good product. This is going to save a lot of mothers and fathers a lot of time washing clothes. And honestly, if I was in a gift giving mood, this would be the gift I would give to anybody's kid, honestly. But anyways, you guys stay lovely. I will see you guys next time. Take care.